and this is going to kind of be based off a neurographical line drawing activity where we're going to kind of create some random lines. We're going to try our best not to kind of think about what we're doing or try to control where our lines are going. And to help us do so, we're going to use a little bingo chip here. Now, before we start moving that little chip around, I'm going to have to go to the middle table and pick a little fall-related tracer. So you can see here I got a few different varieties. I think I'm going to go with the apple in this case. So once I figure out what I'm going to use, I can turn it, rotate it, put it wherever I want. I'll go right there, and I'm going to simply trace it with my Sharpie. So as soon as I get that around, then we're going to take our bingo chip on a little ride. So I can set that aside, and now, connect that dot there. Then I'm going to set my chip, and I can start anywhere I want. Now the goal of this, again, is to create some lines without putting much thought into what I'm making. And I'm going to just try to push this chip around, and you'll notice as you start moving, it's going to start to have a mind of its own, and it might go one way or the next, all on its own, and I'm just going to keep on trying to push it around, and if I go off, that's fine. I'm going to just pick a new spot to continue. And I want you to try to do anywhere from like 3 times like this to maybe 5. That one I didn't have quite as much control over. It went off pretty quickly. I still got some big spaces here that I want to try to split up. So this will be my 3rd line here. I'll try to push it up towards the top. Sometimes your goal is to go slow, so you do have some control. Oh my goodness. All right, I went off. I could stop there, or I could do one more if I choose to. So you can do as many as you want, but keep in mind if you do too many, it might be hard to see that original shape. So now that I got that part done, I can return my bingo chip, and I'm even done with the Sharpie at this point too. Then I'm going to challenge you to use crayons for this because we have so many different types of crayons, like bright ones, dark ones, lots of different values of each color. And then I would recommend to try to use either all bright colors or all dark colors for your object. So let's say I'm going to just do the opposite let's just say I want to do some reds. And what I would do is like pick a spot, try to color inside those shapes, but try to find at least like 2 to 3 or maybe 4 or 5 little sections per color. So if I'm using this kind of magenta color here, I'll do this one, and maybe I can find a couple other spots in the apple to do this color too. If you do 3 to 5 little sections per color, it will go a little bit quicker for you. And so there you are. Now I would pick my next kind of bright color, maybe this orange, and start finding again some spots to put orange. I do this one, maybe this one here, and one more. And I'll keep on doing that until I get that full apple colored in. Here's one of a leaf that I did already. Then you can see once you get your object colored, you're then going to continue the same thing, but with the cool colors, the darker colors. Then I can take turns just like I did before, picking a few spots at a time to color with each of my darker colors. So I'll pretend that I keep on working as I finish those in, and I'll show you one more time that acorn that I started with. That's kind of how it could look when you're all done. So have fun. When you're all finished, you can take this one home. You could even glue it onto a background paper if you would like. Have fun.